Hello! She's here. She's live. It's live! Well, unless you're one of the zombie crew, in which case, not alive. Not live. Just getting myself situated because stuff and things. Have you ever noticed how if you have deliveries that schedule themselves for any time between, say, 7 and 7 or 9 and 9 or 9 and 5 and you have more than one in a day, they will all turn up at the same time and it will be exactly the same time as you're trying to do something else. Yeah. Anyway, we still have you know what rumbling around, but Miss Maddie has a toy to play with, which is what the noise is in the background. Over the noise, she can't hear the rumbling in the sky. She's also had her tablets, so she should be okay. Hopefully. Scooby, however, is trying to climb up onto my knee because apparently he wants a cuddle. Bless him. How you doing? Mika, Jane, Pelican, Abigail, in the attic. Hi guys, nice to see you. To see you, nice. Why is my thing all off to? Oh, it's because I moved my computer. There we go. There we go. That's better. Is that light bothering anybody? Because I can switch it off if I have to. I can switch it off. It's. Hey Rish. Let me know if that light there is a problem. Because I can actually. Oh, actually, I can move. I can move it. Hang on. I can move it. I can move it because we have the technology. There we go. Look at that. Ta-da! Make me a bit bigger. There you go. That's not a problem now, is it? Maybe still a little bit distracting, but you know, this one is more distracting once we actually get going. So, hi Bug. Last day of heat. It's still quite nice here. Sorry if you're hearing the crackling in the background. Like I say, that's Maddie's got one of these. It's a zebra, and you put crinkly paper or plastic or something inside it, and it makes that god awful noise. But if she's making that god awful noise, she's not trying to let this on my head because of the rumblings in the sky. Yeah, it's been crazy hot here. It's still hot. Yesterday it was 25 degrees. Today it's cooled off a little bit, and we've got stuff happening in the sky, as I said, and torrential rain and all sorts of weird stuff. But it's still very hot and muggy. It's still over 20 degrees, which for September, that's, you know, that's not normal. I always remember the first day of school going back to September. First day of school, it always used to be frosty first thing in the morning, and we haven't had a frost yet this year, and it's the 7th. So, weird. Anyway, how are we doing, guys? I've got stuff to show you. Do you want to see fun stuff, or do you just want to draw? Hi, Touch. I like your logo. That's very bright. Can't miss that one. Of course we want to see fun stuff. We always want to see fun stuff, don't we? I mean, come on. Excuse me, itching my nose. Oh, that's Carol! I thought I recognised the name. All the things, all the fun stuff, all the things. Okay. I mean, it's not terribly fun, but it's all connected to stuff that I've been doing. Let me just click. There you go. I just needed to click off that to clear the weird lines. whenever you make a change on the screen, it highlights all the different boxes on your screen and you end up with lines everywhere. So I just had to quickly shift off that. I am getting a little bit of a sore throat, which I'm not liking, because on Monday I had a delivery. I have a new washing machine. I'm very excited about this because I have been hand washing the same 4 or 5 outfits, because they're cotton and they dry fast, since Christmas. No, I lie. I did a wash after Christmas. So since my birthday in January, the end of January. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 7 months. 7 months of hand washing. At least it was the summer. So I could like literally hand wash something in the morning, stick it on the line, and by afternoon it was dry. But I don't have very strong hands, and I'm getting arthritis, and I'm lazy, and I don't like hand washing. I don't want to live in the days of old where we all went down to the stream with a bucket. You know, I like the mod cons. I'm not a camper. You will never, ever get me sleeping on the floor in a tent. I want 4 stars minimum. Preferably 4 stars bed and breakfast. Because and coffee in my room. Because I'm just not that kind of girl. I'm high maintenance. Or at least middle class maintenance. I am not a woodsy kind of girl unless it's like get out of the car, go for a walk in the woods, come back. You know? So, yeah. Got a washing machine. And it's so quiet. My old washing machine was 25 years old. Admittedly, it never needed a repair, ever, in its entire life. But it was old. It was old and rusty. The whole of the front had rusted. You know, it still worked up to January, but the whole of the front was rusted. So, which I think is what happened. I think the front actually developed a hole somewhere along the line, and maybe some water got into the electrics when I cleaned it. Because it was just after after I had cleaned through the kitchen and tipped some water everywhere that it stopped working. So anyway, I now have one that's so quiet. It doesn't sound like a jet engine taking off. It doesn't look like a jet engine taking off. It's white and sleek and shiny. And it's so quiet. And you know what the best thing is? I can load it up. And at any time during the day, I can hit play on my phone and it'll play. That's all it does. I mean, it literally, I've got about 5 programs that I can start it, stop it, pause it, and do an extra spin and an extra rinse. And that's it. I've got like 5 programs I can do on the phone. But I can, if I think it needs an extra rinse, I can hit play on my phone and do an extra rinse. How you'd know it needed an extra rinse without getting up and looking at the washing, I don't know. But sometimes you do need to do an extra spin for jeans, so I like it. Anyway, I'm very excited. I have a new washing machine. Yay. Next big purchase, new car. Not new, but A to B new. A to B go around town very cheap on MOT. So, with that said, please buy some classes. They're up in the shop. Did you like my little segue there? Squirrel! No. It just happened. That's where my brain went. Because obviously when you go, I'm going to have to buy a car. I'm not looking for a big car. You know, we're looking for a Maddie mobile. Okay. We want something cheap and cheerful that will get us from A to B and not cost a fortune when we have to MOT it. So, yeah, need a car. That's the next thing we're looking for. So, this week just happens to coincide with the launch of sale for the 2 mini classes that I run every year. I've been running them every year since 2013. That means next year is the 10th anniversary. Am I going to have to do something special for next year? The hell am I going to do for next year if I do something special? Maybe join the 2 together and do November as well. I don't know. Anyway, this year we are doing The Halloween Chronicles, Alice in Spooky Land. It will be Wonderland based. I'm thinking designing things, and I'm thinking along the lines of fun stuff like fashion, or, you know, Alice's outfit, redesigning Alice's outfit, redesigning or designing hats for all the characters. Also for the rabbit, I'm thinking maybe something timed, but I'm not sure because that stresses me out. But it might be fun to try something like that. We're also, I'm looking at, you know, things that appear and disappear to do with the Cheshire Cat, but I'm keeping that quiet for now. That will be the last one of the sessions, and it's the last of the 6. There's 4 sessions, and it's the last of the 6 weeks. So there's 4 sessions over 6 weeks, so that you get a bit of a break in between. So it'll be evenly spaced over 6 weeks. But the last session is going to be the Cheshire Cat, because you might need to purchase an item or 2 for it. And I want to make sure you guys can get in and, you know, find out what it is as early as possible, which as soon as I've clarified exactly what you may need, I will put it up in the class. So as soon as you've bought the class and you've got entry to the class, you will know what you might potentially need for the last class. Normally you don't need anything. It's just turn up with a sketchbook and a pen and you're good. But for the last class, I want to do something special. And I will make sure that you know in plenty of time so you can take advantage of the school coupons and all that at your craft shops and things like that. Fall sales and Halloween and all that kind of stuff. Everything should be available. So that'll be fun. And of course, as always, there will be an audiobook. Actually, that's probably why I've got a sore throat. Why didn't I think of that? I'm about a quarter of the way through the audiobook for it, recording it. And then it will go to Risha for editing. Hey, John. And then, you get a free audiobook to listen to, obviously, of Alice in Wonderland. Me reading Alice in Wonderland. And I have fun with it because I like to do all the voices and things because I'm a bit weird. And I like Alice in Wonderland, so Risha will edit it for me, and hopefully that will be available at least probably the first week of October. It's not always ready for exactly when we start the class, but it's usually ready for the first session. And then Christmas, I can't wait. I pulled my book out specially. In August, one of the illustrators, if you've been around here a while, you know that my illustrations, the thing that started me journaling, and specifically art journaling and nature journaling, was Edith Holden, the Edwardian lady. I got a copy of that book given to me when I was about 6 and immediately pulled out a notebook and started sketching. That was it. I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. Here we go. I think the first thing I ever did was a picture of my dog on Christmas afternoon lying amidst lots of wrapping paper. I don't have that journal anymore, sadly. But, yeah. Oh, unless my mum kept it. My mum might have kept it. Anyway. Yeah, Edith Holden. But one of the big influences on my art in later years was the amazing Raymond Briggs. You may or may not be familiar with that name. If you're in the UK, you will definitely know his name because he was an English illustrator. He's as well known as Ronald Saul and Roald Dahl and Quentin Blake. But he is... Hey, Katie. He unfortunately passed away in August. And I'm gutted. He was definitely one of the people who got me into... Well, he kept me in art. He got me specifically into children's illustration style art, which I still do now, not all the time, but it's one of the things that I really enjoy. Sorry, I'm just looking for the other pile of stuff. Oh, there it is. And he specifically got me interested in colour pencil because this is his most famous work. Raymond Briggs wrote and drew, and when it came to doing the animation, he did every single frame by hand for the animated film. There's no words in this story. It is just a story to music. I can't remember who did the music. Famous composer, I know that. Can't remember his name. Oh, it'll tell me on one of these. Who did the music? Who did the music for the snowman? Howard Blake. Yeah, so we will be looking at this, probably doing some colour pencil work, doing some children's animation. Hi, Loose Leaf. Oh, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Sorry, it's hard to show you because it's glossy, so it picks up the light. But look at these. Aren't they amazing? I mean, you could take these same kind of illustrations, turn it into Father Christmas if you wanted, you know. It's, oh. I love this book. The first time I read the book, I mean, it's a picture book, but the first time I read the book, it made me cry. And then I watched the film. And I remember sitting there with my entire family in complete silence on the Christmas afternoon that it was first broadcast. And when it finished, you could have heard a pin drop. It was me, my mum, my grandma, my gran and granddad, my sister. And we were all sat there in complete silence, and we looked around, everybody was crying. Every single person, there was not a dry eye in the house. We were like, oh my God! So yeah, big influence on me, this guy. Father Christmas, who is absolutely funny. Absolutely hilarious. There is no, there's not much dialogue in this. He basically complains a lot. You know, blooming rain, blooming tea, blooming kettle, blooming this, blooming that. He's great. I do have the special edition DVD of the actual film. It's got all the extras and the commentary and David Bowie. Oh, fabulous. I'm trying to somehow arrange some kind of watch party because these are always available on the streaming services over Christmas. So I'm hoping that everybody will have access to something that will show them, even if we can't all watch at the same time. And then we also have, so you can see there's 4 sessions. We've got the Snowman, the book. We've got Father Christmas. We've got the Snowman, kind of the special edition stuff, because it includes storyboards and things in this one, which I'm hoping I can kind of take screenshots of and show you some of the storyboards. And then we've got the Snowman and the Snow Dog, which is not written by Raymond Briggs. It is based on his work, and it is fully licensed by him to... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Katie, using Discord. Because then we can kind of arrange groups who can all watch it at times convenient for them with their kids or whatever. And it should be available on all the streaming services. It usually is at Christmas. I don't know about this one. This one might only be available on Disney Plus. But we'll figure it out. Katie's awesome at organising stuff like that. So we'll figure it out that everybody will be able to somehow either see or look at the books or find out the stories. I mean, even if I have to narrate the story to you, I could do it like that, you know. One person can stream it. Yeah, we have to be careful of copyright, obviously. So you can do watch parties for commentary, but we have to, obviously we can't infringe on copyright. But it is an educational class. So stuff like the storyboards and the extras and stuff we can show because it's a live educational class. It's not pre-recorded or anything like that. So it does actually count as being able to use part of the documentary stuff as copyright. Is free for copyright. As long as it's no more, I think it's 25% for educational use. So we've got to be careful for copyright, obviously, but certainly the storyboards and stuff I should be able to show you. And this one specifically, now I haven't actually seen this one. I had to get the DVD. As you can see, I had to purchase it from World of Books, who are awesome, fantastic company, secondhand stuff, brilliant. Apparently it's a story about grief, which will be interesting because The Snowman is kind of a story about grief in a way. So I'm interested to watch this. I haven't watched it, but it's got a dog in it, so I'm going to cry. I'm currently, oh my God, I'm currently reading Stephen King's new book, which came out yesterday, Fairy Tale. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the beginning of it is very kind of normal for a Stephen King book anyway. It's fairly normal. Story of a young boy who meets an old man and his dog, you know, and the dog is very old. So you know at some point there's going to be tears. But at least they tell you right from the beginning that the dog is old. So you're expecting it. And I'm halfway through and the dog is still running rampant. So I'm expecting it to come at the end, that the dog will die at the end. But by then, I might be okay with it. I don't know that for sure because I haven't finished the book, obviously. And I haven't read any spoilers. But it seems to be heading that way. It's a 24-hour audiobook. And I'm 12 hours into it. So I'm halfway through. And I'm already, every time they start reminiscing about the dog and how it was when it was younger, I'm already in tears. So there's going to be tears at some point with this film. I expect the same with this one. Haven't watched this one, so this will be interesting. So thank you to Tyler for the suggestion of this, because I didn't remember this because it's not a Raymond Briggs film. It's only based on his characters. But it looks really cute. And look at the dog. It looks like a combination between the Snowman and Zero. So, yeah, that's the Christmas Chronicles. Raymond Briggs, the Snowman, all that wonderful, cosy, nice stuff for Christmas. Specifically looking at like children's illustration and that kind of thing. And then just Halloween Chronicles, that's just going to be a riot. That's just going to be crazy fun. We're going down the rabbit hole with that one. And then the other class that's available, of course, is if you want to purchase When Frogs Sing for next year, which is, just to clarify, you can purchase When Frogs Sing for the whole year if you want to. If you're an existing When Frogs Sing member, talk to Katie and you can pay in instalments as long as you're paid up by the end of the year. That's fine. I know some people like to pay weekly for it and get it all out of the way before Christmas and stuff, and that's fine. But if you don't want to pay for the whole class in advance, you don't have to, because that is the $15 tier on Patreon and on Coffee. So Coffee is in pounds, Patreon is in dollars, but dollars... The dollar amounts include various sale taxes and stuff, which you have to do for the US. But on Coffee, because it's UK and it's pounds GBP and it's all live stuff, you don't have to pay taxes on live classes. So it works out a little bit better for me to do it through Coffee, but it works out better for the Americans to do it through Patreon. Pick your poison. But just to clarify, you don't need to pay for the class in advance if you're doing the monthly thing. You just carry on with your monthly thing. And of course with the monthly you can cancel anytime if you want to. So if you want to try it out, you're welcome to join in anytime. Is there anything else? Oh, your discounts. Yes, if you are an existing patron or Coffee member, paid up member or supporter, so if you've bought me a coffee at some point or anything like that, then you do get an additional percentage discount, which will be on those platforms. There's a post on those platforms that went up this week or possibly last week. It's in September anyway. for anyone who wants to use that discount code in the shop. And it applies to readings, it applies to mini classes, all of that stuff. So it's just so that the people who pay extra because they pay monthly don't miss out on having a bit of a discount on the classes. That's all. I like people to get what they can afford, so, you know. All right, that's it. So that is the end of announcements and stuff. Now on to the fun things. And I just want to try something. I've seen people do, you know, if you watch Emily D. Baker or anybody like that, they all do the swoop, right? They all have the break. I want to see if it gives an auto break. So 1 second, because if it does, I will do an automatic thing. I'm going to try it. Okay, so there's the auto break. With a bit of luck, that will tell me where the chapters are. I don't know if that's how it works, but if that's how it works, then it will pick it up, hopefully. Fun stuff. So part of what I like to do in my sketchbooks, like a lot of people, is use post-it notes as cover-ups and things. And I bought some new post-it notes because I'm almost out of my favourite purple ones and I couldn't find any more. So I bought some new ones. This is the Rio de Janeiro set. It's just the regular, how many inches is it? 3 inches by 3 inches, I think. I don't know. Regular, normal square ones. Sticky notes, super sticky. They can be reused and reused and reused. Apparently 3 times longer than all the others. But if you're like me and you write on them in Sharpie, you only ever use them once. But I'm running out of purple ones. So I got this set specifically. I mean, why did I get this set specifically? Come on. Why did I get this one specifically? That's right, because if you take away these, you've got Halloween colours. So these are going to go. These are going to go in the box for spring. And these, and yes, of course I've got black post-it notes. Duh. But now I've got, ooh, well that didn't work very well, did it? Let's do it that way. There we go. Now I've got Halloween post-it notes. Because I'm a giant nerd. Because September the 1st is the first. They're 3x3 or 76x76. Thank you. I can never remember the millimetres. I don't work in millimetres. I work in chunks. And inches are chunks. Yeah, they look about 3x3. Yeah, the 1st of September, as we know, is the first day of Halloween. So, it's time to draw spooky stuff, right? We're half an hour in. I can say spooky shit. It's time to draw spooky shit. So yeah, this will be fun for just adding interesting things to the background of stuff. I'm very into this black pen stuff, which I'll get to in a minute, because we're doing Danny Gregory. We're doing creative license at the moment over on the members sessions. So I am currently... No, I will talk about sketchbooks in a minute. We'll come back to this in a minute. First, you all know I have this huge clip that I like to use when I go urban sketching. I put it across the back of my thing, because if you do that, you don't need a drawing board, right? Because it makes your book a drawing board. I mean, why would you need a drawing board if you can just turn your book into a drawing board? But this one doesn't have anything magnetic. And I didn't want to stick anything to my tin. And then I saw... I can't remember who it was. I think it was Taryn Draws, but I'm not sure. Somebody suggested these. These are ones that you put on the fridge. They've got magnets in. Ooh, they're strong magnets. Ooh, they're strong magnets too. So I thought, well, hang on a minute. If I do that, then in theory, I should also be able to... Oh, I haven't got my tin of paints over here. Okay, I've got another tin of paints. Oh, loads of tins of paint. I'm sure I've got... here we go. Here's another tin of paint. I should be able to do that when I'm out urban sketching, right? Which also helps to hold this bit up, because if you look from the side, this bit of the tin doesn't lie flat with everything else, which is really annoying. But if I can put that on there, perfect. And then if I put that on there, I could use, I've got one of those little, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose. You know the little metal shot glasses that extend? And you put them on your key ring? I've got one of those. So I'm thinking I could put that there, and then I've got water and my paints. And a built-in drawing board, which is, this is really handy to hold on to when you're sketching. Genius, right? I'm a genius. I know. I can't help it. So that's my genius plan. And of course I will put these in my, oof, they really are strong. I will put these in my sketching bag so that they're not on the desk with everything sticking to them. But they're called fridge magnet bulldog clips. Fridge magnet bulldog clip, yeah. And they have really strong magnet. I mean, I've got magnets. I probably could have clipped or glued one to this, but lazy. So these go in my sketch bag. Also, thank you to who was it? Oh, I'm not going to be able to remember the name now. It begins with an R. Somebody, if you remember, I was talking about these pens, which I love. They're cheap and nasty Japanese ballpoint pens, gel pens, but they're permanent ink. And they're really hard to find these days. I bought about 50. I found someone who sold them on Etsy. It's alright, it's just my headache tablets, don't worry. I'm not a junkie, it's just my headache tablets, but YouTube doesn't like that kind of thing, so. I bought one of these to see what it was like, because I liked the nib. And when I found out they were permanent, I said to her, next time you order some, can you order me an entire box, please? And then I'll buy it off you. Put it up in your shop as a special order and I'll buy it off you. So I bought like a pack of 25. And this is the last one. They are not refillable, even though they come apart, but they're not refillable, which is really annoying. So I asked on a stream a couple of weeks ago if anybody knew of a pen similar that was also waterproof that I could purchase more easily, and someone told me about these. Now, I've used the Uniball I, and I've used the Uniball Vision I. Those are, if you've got the Hobonichi pens, you know, the Uniball Mitsubishi Hobonichi style pens, they have a similar nib to that, but it's thicker. I think they do a 0.4, but the Hobonichi one is 0.38. It's very marginally thinner. I don't like the 0.38 for drawing. It's too thin. I get too into details. I like a 0.5 or a 0.7. This is a 0.5 ball with a 0.4mm line. So it's still quite thin, but it's still, it works very similar to this one. It's a Uniball I needle point. Needle point. Yeah, I tried Amazon. They're not on Amazon. They're not on our Amazon. Usually they're easy to find on eBay, but all the ones on eBay have got like weird novelty caps, like big dinosaurs and donuts and things. And I'm like, I just want a normal pen. I don't want anything fancy that somebody's going to nick off me. I just want a normal pen. But these have the same nib. Okay, hang on. I gotta put the autofocus is off. I gotta turn it on. Hang on. I always turn the autofocus off because it goes a bit crazy, but I'll turn it back on for a second. So this is the pen. Come on, focus. 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 This is why I turn the autofocus off. Focus. Oh, you get the idea. It's a really thin nib anyway. I don't have time to mess about with it. I want to play, goddammit. It's a super fine nib. It's almost identical to this one, except it's a little bit shorter. So the actual nib on this is maybe 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 centimetre, and this one is maybe 1/4 centimetre, maybe 3/16 of an inch. It's about half the size in length, essentially. This one's quite long, which is handy because you can see what you're doing. Even if you write like that, you can still see the nib. But this one is for drawing anyway, so I'm not worried about that. So yeah, these are, like I say, and then the needle tip. Now you can get a rollable tip, which is more like a Uniball Signo. And it's got the Uniflow system, so it writes smoothly even to the last drop of ink, apparently. We shall see, because everything else, every other pen I've got skips except that little one. Lightproof, waterproof, pigment ink, stainless steel tip. It's supposed to be tamper-proof ink, like, you know, like the Documentus ink. It's supposed to be for lawyers, use them a lot for signing documents and things because it's supposed to be tamper-proof. So that should mean that it's alcohol ink proof as well. We shall see. Anyway, I'm going to put this one away because I've already got one in my book. I can put that away there now. I tried the Muji pens. I do like the Muji pens, but the Muji pens run out really fast and it's really hard to get the refills. It's bizarre that you make a refillable pen that is specifically marketed as a refillable pen, but it's so hard to get the refills for. What's the point? Anyway. What else? Let's do the sketchbooks quickly, because that's going to be fast. So I miscalculated how many pages I had originally to finish for these two sketchbooks. I thought it was 117. As usual, I not only counted wrong, I added it up wrong. So it's actually 140. And I'm now down to 88. This is across both books. I don't know the exact split. I know one of them is 48 pages and one of them is 44 pages, but I can't remember which is which. I did put it on my I did talk to my patrons about it. So I've been doing some urban sketching. You've seen a lot of this already. I haven't done a lot in this book recently because it's been cold and wet and rainy, and I don't do cold and wet and rainy. I don't mind cold. I'm okay with cold. I'm okay with windy. I don't like rainy. I'm not a getting wet kind of person. So this is the stuff I've been doing. This is a failed sketch. I don't know if this one is salvageable. This is a not so successful but finished sketch. I don't like how muddy this got. I overworked this section. This section is great. This section got overworked. This was trying out specifically Ian Fennelly's style of drawing, which I think I talked to you about previous session. We didn't have a session last week, by the way. I meant to say that at the top. We didn't have a session last week because our internet was off because they were doing the lines. They were redoing some of the fibre optic lines. So our internet was on and off all day. There was no point trying to do a stream. Anyway. I like the way this is not true to colour, but I don't like how busy I made it. Doing the textures and the different colours and having it all together, I need a lot more white space for it to work. And I am incapable of leaving white space, apparently. I'm much more likely to overwork things. I did a similar thing with this and I hated it. So for some reason it worked with the old building, but it didn't work with the modern building. So I pulled out some gouache and I threw it all over this. And then I did this one, which is the church up the road. And that worked a lot better, but it's still not quite what I want. My problem seems to be colour, which is interesting because I like adding colour to stuff. But I seem to be more successful at adding colour to stuff that comes from my imagination than I am from drawing from life and then adding colour. And I've literally only just put that together right now. When I think about adding colour to stuff, if I draw either from my imagination or I'm drawing from a photo, I find it a lot easier to do colour than if I'm drawing from real life. Is that because I'm colourblind? It might be. It might be. Maybe drawing from life is more difficult than drawing from a photo because of the colour differences. Maybe the light affects it. I don't know. I'm going to have to go into more depth on that now. Will it be easier to draw later in the year when there's not so much green about? I need to find this out, don't I? I need to find this out. Anyway, so yeah, that's that one. I've got up to there to do, so not a huge amount left. Not a massive amount left. But bear in mind that we are now into rainy season, so actually getting out and about to sketch is going to be a bit more difficult. This one, I've started using it not as a daily diary, but quite a illustrated journal quite often. So this is where we started with the bee and the saguaro cactus, which was a live stream. I do go back and fill some of these pages in. This was an urban sketch. This is actually Copic and colour pencil, which I really enjoyed, and I did better with this than I do with watercolour, so maybe I need to look at that as something. But then I hate the fact that you waste the back of the page. It's all right in a journal because you can do this with it, which was I think what we did on the last stream. Yes, because I was going to do the coffee thing. I figured out the mystery of the coffee pot. Thank you to everyone who gave me oh my god, John sent me a video that was a guy who took his coffee very seriously. There are a lot of capital letters and dots in those syllables, okay? Very seriously. I thought I took coffee seriously, my goodness. The reason I couldn't figure out how this coffee pot works is because there should be a handle on the top. Both of these should have top handles, and this doesn't have a handle. Or maybe the handle is at the back or something, I don't know. Or maybe that thing, because that's the thing going through the middle. It basically, all of the coffee, it starts with water here, coffee there, add heat, and it goes whoosh, 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 kind of like a washing machine until it turns into coffee. But this bit comes off, and there should be another handle like that on the top bit. That's why I couldn't work out how you worked it, because I knew that would get hot. Convection, it happens. There you go. But I was going to draw a little thing of how it works. Haven't got around to that yet. This was a sketch. This was for the Hobonichi challenge. A cute street light and a water hydrant. That's what our water hydrants look like. Sometimes they don't look like that. They're just a yellow thing on the wall, apparently. Because we have underground water hydrants. Just some cute stickers and things. Haven't finished. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Sorry about that. There's photos to go in this, but I don't print my photos until I've got a whole sheet, so that will wait. This is just drawing stuff on my desk. Scooby did not like being woken up early. Trying to draw that post office again. I can't draw that post office. I read Billy Summers, not Willie Summers, Billy Summers by Stephen King. Also a very good book. Maddie's eye drops. I think you might have seen some of this actually. And then we hit September. I drew the window because I've got the windows open. My windows don't close until it starts to snow or drops below 0 degrees. I've always got my windows open. And I liked this quote by Lauren Oliver. The windows are open, admitting the September breeze, a month that smells of notepaper and pencil shavings, autumn leaves and car oil. A month that smells like progress, like moving on. And some very cute washi tape that Bun sent me. And then we had to sort the kitchen out. And since I had to clean the kitchen to put the new washing machine in, I thought, well, you know what? I just get in the cupboards. I don't have that much in my cupboards. I'll just grab some bags and go through the cupboards and clear out old food and old stuff that I don't use. And I basically, it looks like a lot, but I basically got rid of everything in the kitchen that I haven't used since I moved in here. Except for one very large bowl and my wok. Everything else is gone. Because I might, you know, if my microwave died, I would need to cook on the stove. And I use a wok. I can't be doing with like 18 different things. I don't cook like that. Everything goes in the wok. But everything else from here, if I haven't used it since I moved in, it's gone. Because why hang on to stuff that you've had for 8 years and never pulled out of the cupboard? My Bun will be so proud of me. And then the Little Raven Ink posted this quote from Vincent van Gogh. My sketchbook is a witness of what I'm experiencing, scribbling things whenever they happen. Which is very in keeping with the whole Danny Gregory thing, keeping an illustrated sketchbook. And then, of course, this is my old dinosaur of a washing machine. Out with the old. So I drew a picture of the washing machine, which is half my age. 25 years old, this thing. It was big, and it was heavy, and it was loud. And the guys who came to take it away, he walked in the kitchen and he went, "Bloomin' heck!" Just straight out of Father Christmas. "Bloomin' heck, I haven't seen one that old in a while." I'm like, yeah, I know. Just get it out of here. And then here's my nice new one. It's got a digital screen. A digital screen. It's got LEDs and digital screens and stuff. It's very cute. And I wrote down, like... I mean, I wrote about it, because you do. I'm very excited to have a new washing machine. But I wrote down how much it cost me, because I feel like that's the kind of thing that's interesting when I go back and look at stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. I bought 2 loaves of bread and 4 cans of beans for £2.50 in like 2000. And then I'll look back when I was at uni and I'll think, hang on a minute, I used to go down the shop with like £1.50 that I'd scraped together from money down the back of the sofa when I was a student. And I'm pretty sure we used to get pretty much the same stuff. So, and then today I bought a loaf of bread and it was £1.90 and I'm like, oh. Anyway, my new Stephen King book, wrote about that. Haven't finished about today. Don't care if I finish about today. Don't care if I do any more about yesterday. Oh, this is yesterday, sorry. Don't care if I do anything for yesterday else. Don't care if I do any more for today. I'm out of that whole, I must do a page a day. I mean, I have been doing a page a day purely because they're big illustrations. But that was a 2-pager. That was just doing bits throughout the day. I seem to have broken that do a page a day, do a spread a day thing. So yeah, should finish this one about mid-October or possibly around Halloween. And then guess what I bought? Guess what I did? Guess what I did? So those of you who do follow by Bun will know that she's got a big stupid sketchbook. You know the 600-page sketchbook that I think it was Holly Brown did the crazy 600-page sketchbook challenge. If you go to Bailey J's channel, she has a 600-page sketchbook that she finished in a month. It was madness. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to happen. Don't be ridiculous. No. It's the same paper as this one, which is the Art Alternatives paper that I really like. I loved working on this paper. And I've been after that sketchbook for a while, but every time I look, it's 60 quid because you have to get it from America. And then there's import fees and blah, 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 and postage and everything else. Well, I saw it on Amazon. It was £35. And then the delivery fee looked to be about what you would normally pay for import duty. So I messaged the store and said, hey, if I buy this and I pay the 40-something pounds all in, does that include import fees and taxes and VAT and everything else? And they said, yes, it does. That's all you pay. So working out how much the book actually is, plus VAT, it actually works out the sketchbook comes to about £20. And then it's import fees and taxes, which I know I have to pay anyway, and then plus postage. And £14 postage for a book that big and heavy is not bad at all. So I bought one. It's not here yet. It won't be here till October the 1st, they're expecting. Because obviously it's got to get from America to here. Probably go for a trip round Iceland on the way. Who knows? It's coming via UPS, so it might not be here till Christmas. But then I contacted the company and said, well, hang on a minute. You have this 600-page sketchbook by Art Alternatives, but that's the only thing you sell by Art Alternatives on Amazon UK. Do you happen to have the 5.5 by 8 size as well? And if so, is there some way I can add that to the order? And they said, yes, we do. And yes, you can. We'll just PayPal you for the extra and slip it in the order. So not only do I have a 600-page sketchbook coming, I've got another one of these coming with it. For the same postage and everything. No extra fees or anything. They just charged me the extra, like, $8 for the book. I'm so happy. So, I'm now on a mission to finish that book by the time the new one gets here. The 600-pager, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm not buying a Hobonichi this year. I've got a Moleskine that I'm perfectly happy with. It's an 18-month weekly Moleskine that I started in July. I'm perfectly happy with it for organising, and I just write lists in it. That's all I need. A few lists and occasional stickers, and I'm good. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Because even if I suddenly decide in January that, oh, you know what? I'm bored with this one. I want to get a new one anyway. I can get a new one and it'll still only cost me £8. Whereas Hobonichis, I mean, I had a couple of people offer to add them to their orders. And even with those, with additional shipping, it was going to be a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, the last time I bought one, it was £88 with all the fees and everything. So I figure half the price for those two sketchbooks, one of which I know I absolutely adore, and the other one I'm a bit nervous about. But I wanted it for so long. Like, literally, I've been hankering after this book since they did the 600-page challenge, and I think that was like 6-7 years ago. I want that book so much, and now I've got it. It's coming. I'm going to have one. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Maybe I'll just use it as an ordinary sketchbook. But I did talk about having like just a big book that I left on the coffee table and just occasionally drew in when I was, doing whatever. Or, friends could draw in it. Or So I'm thinking maybe that's what I'll do with it. I've just realised that my camera's gone off widescreen again. It annoys me when it does that. There we go. More screen. So, yeah, the Danny Gregory stuff. Hey, Cody. That's impressive being an hour late, because we started 2 hours late. Well done. You haven't missed much. We've been talking. It's stuff you've seen a lot of it before because you're in Well, apart from the new stuff. Hi, brain. Because we're doing this Danny Gregory stuff, I'm on a big kick of Danny Gregory, and I've got most of his books, but there's 2 books that I don't have. One of them is not one of his books. It's a watercolour book that he happens to be in, but he did a show of it on his channel, and I really liked the look of it. So I've purchased a second-hand copy of that from World of Books. That should be here tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, because there's a strike. It'll be here Saturday. Royal Mail's on strike or something. I don't know. It should be here Saturday. But I also managed to get a second-hand copy, again from World of Books, of the other one that I don't have. So this is, you've seen the illustrated journey. Let me just put this off for a second. It's going to make the page crazy, but at least it won't reflect on this cover. I've got the illustrated journey, which I've shown before, but I didn't have this one. This is the one that is about illustrated journals rather than travel journals. There's not a huge amount of difference, I don't think, but this is the first one he did. And I like the inspiration. I love these books for just flicking through. Just the covers are inspiring, you know? All the ideas you can get off this, you know. Drawing the people around you, you know, drawing your rain outfit, your kids' rain outfit, whatever. How many people have got kids going off for their first day of school? Have you drawn them yet? Have you drawn them in their new uniforms? This book doesn't even have a broken spine, and it's second hand. No, I don't think it's ever been opened. It doesn't look like it's ever been opened. So, it might be an ex-display copy or something. Hopefully I'll be able to show you this bit without it being too glary. So just going to do a very quick flick. I mean, if you wanted to see this book, you can. I'm sure there are other flick throughs. Let's see who's in it. Who do I recognise? France Belville, Robert Crumb, Peter Cusack, Mark Fisher, Enrique Flores, James Jean, Kathy Johnson, Tommy Kane, Noah Jones, Amanda Kavanagh, Paul Madonna, Prashant Miranda, Christian Slade, Ros Stendhal, Chris Ware, Bryce Weimer. So quite a few people that I recognise and some that I don't, which is what I like. I like that nice mix of getting inspiration from people that I already know and love, and inspiration from people that I've not seen before. So obviously these first few pages are Danny's. This is all the introduction, so this is all his kind of stuff that he does. And then, oh, Matthias Adolfsson. I'm familiar with him, actually. I missed his name. I like his style of drawing. It's very... I don't know, there's just something about it. It's got that kind of... Back in the 80s, there was a particular style of drawing that I think was very influenced by Quentin Blake that was aimed at teenage books. And he does that style of drawing. It's got all this kind of flourish and cross-hatching and stuff. I mean, look at this. All these different buildings that he's turned into a... See, this is why it's interesting, because it's different to urban sketching. He's literally, I mean, he's drawn a treehouse with some hedgehogs. There's some hedgehogs in the treehouse. Hedgehogs living in a treehouse. It reminds me of Chris Mould's work, actually. He does a lot of this kind of stuff, but he exclusively draws in ballpoint pen. So, yeah, lots of Very simple sketches and writing. I'm going to flick through a few of these. Something a bit more colourful and a bit more people-based. I can't flick that way. I'm a lefty. I have to flick this way. More stuff to look at. So here we go. Very figure drawing on location type stuff. She's a part-time receptionist at a nursing home for disabled old people. And she draws the patients, apparently. Oh, this is interesting. Look at these. These are very fairy type. Who's this? Melanie Ford Wilson. It's very flower girly kind of whimsical stuff. Observational drawing. That's Chris Ware. I'd recognise his work anywhere. Chris Ware. Ros Stendhal, she draws animals. So yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, I like this. Who's this? Oh, Christian Slade. He's got a class on Domestica, Christian. And it's really good. Such realistic watercolours. Love it. Look at these. So cute. I jump between wanting to be able to do that and just do this. I have lots of different styles I like to work in. I think that's why I enjoy keeping a sketchbook, is because I can just go ham and do all sorts of things without having to keep it one style. This is interesting. That's a very comic book art type thing. Lots of writing in that one. I love how it varies between cartoony and illustrative and then almost realistic. And then you get people who draw in Sharpie. That's Tommy Kane. He's got a he's got that same kind of style, that teenage boy kind of graphic novel type style that the other chap has. And he fills every page edge to edge. He's the only artist I know who does that. A lot of, especially female artists, I don't know why, but female artists have this thing about having a taped off edge and straight edges, which I hate. Tommy Kane literally fills a page edge to edge. So, yeah. Oh, this is nice work. Kathy Johnson. Yeah. Gwen Dean and Kathy Johnson are two of the people that I really took to when I saw the kind of stuff they were drawing. That's weird and creepy. Oh, it's James Jean. Of course it's weird and creepy. I can't wait to dig into this. This is going to be my evening, sitting, reading through this. Robert Crumb. Ooh, look at these. Tiny little skinny pen on a massive page. France Belfield. I like this kind of stuff as well. Lots and lots of cross-hatching. I get too into cross-hatching though, and then I get obsessive about it, and then I can't stop. Yeah, lots of fun. Can't wait to dig into that one. Illustrated Journey is the other one, which is all about travel journaling. So if you're more into travel journaling, that's a bit more... It's a bit less... No, it's a bit more observational drawing and collage work than that one, which is more inspirational, imaginative, observation, life drawing type stuff. Anyway, hi Boo. Hello, Mr. Scooby. Ear rubs for Mr. Scooby. Hi, Mr. Scooby. That's it. That's all the fun stuff I have to show you. So let's draw some things, shall we? 'Tis spooky season. I'm going to try out my new pen. 'Tis spooky season. I figure we can... Ooh, I want to check if it's... I know it says it's bulletproof ink, okay? I know what it says. But I've been told things are bulletproof ink before, and then not so much when you actually come to it. Okay, so this is the only use I've found for blenders. Remember the break? Yes, we'll have a break in a second because I'm almost out of coffee. Oh, I'm not almost out of coffee actually, but we will have a break in a sec, yeah. The only use I found for colourless blenders is testing pens. So there you go. Instead of using your actual pens and potentially ruining the nibs, use your colourless blender to test pens. So, yeah, that works. Okay, does it bleed through? It does show through a little bit, but not too much. Nowhere near as much as a ballpoint pen does. So that's cool. Okay, so it's alcohol ink proof. And it's waterproof. It's waterproof. I'm happy. I'm a happy girl. I'm happy. Okay, so I have lots and lots and lots and lots of different things that we can potentially sketch. So let me just grab that a second. I've got all these different challenge lists for Spooktember or Scaretember. So let's write down what we've got. We've got, should we do it for today or? Yeah, let's do it for today. So a monster mashup. The film one is Saw. Didn't pick a good day, did I? The dog Hobonichi challenge is a golden doodle. Not one of my favourite dogs. I know everybody is really into golden doodles. I'm really not. I'm not into doodles at all. I don't like poodles. Full stop. Mix it with anything and I'm like, I mean, poodles are notorious for being very stroppy, very temperamental, very nitpicky, I mean, they're basically the Virgos of the dog world. And Labradors are just the clowns of the class. What do you get if you put those two things together? Neuroses. That's what you get. Neurosis and anxiety. Why would you do that? Anyway. Witchtember is wood. I'm going to put wood witch so that I know it is the witch challenge. Meowtember, don't ask, is laundry, which is apropos. And I think that's it. Yeah. So there's the... Oh, occultember. Occultember is claws or horns. Okay, so here's the prompts. Monster mashup, Saw, golden doodle, which I'm vetoing that one straight away. I'm not drawing a golden doodle. It's not happening. a wood witch, laundry, claws or horns. That's your choices for what we're going to draw. Pick one. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I didn't need coffee, but I did go to the loo quickly. What is that? It needs to go in the bin. Don't know what it is, but it needs to go in the bin. Right. What are we going to draw? Clawsal horns. That would be interesting. The automated closed captions are very handy, but they're also quite hilarious sometimes. What we're going to draw, guys? I'm picking one while you think. Laundry is extremely relevant for me right now, and it will fill in that space for yesterday, because that's all I did yesterday was laundry and listening to my Stephen King book. So let's test this pen on this paper, because sometimes pens bleed through and stuff. Let's give it a try. And I will draw a big pile of laundry. I'm supposed to draw it from imagination, but from life, but I can't quite. Oh, I can see my laundry hanger. I bought a new laundry hanger. I can draw my new laundry hanger. I can draw that from observation. So I'm going to do this really fast. This is how I've been drawing in my sketchbook. The most time consuming thing I do is occasionally I colour things in. I'm really trying to embrace the whole draw fast, draw loose, just get it on paper thing. Okay, and then all of my clothes are black. The only coloured thing on this entire thing is a couple of bandanas that belong to the dogs. So I'm not even going to bother colouring it in. I'm just going to draw what I can see from here. These are all black, basically. And then these are all black. Actually, I can do that. Hello, Farty. Farty Gumdrops. Hello. Hello, Missy. How are you doing? No. Enough. Get down. Okay. That's one rack. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. And then there's I'm going to draw in the post, which is in front of that there. There we go. Doesn't matter too much. There you go. If I do that, nobody'd ever notice. Another t-shirt. Another t-shirt. I wear a lot of t-shirts. Have you noticed? Vest top. I'll colour the straps in on that one just to make it a little bit clearer what's going on. It's not necessary, but it will just make it a little bit more obvious. And oh look, another black t-shirt. And then there is stuff on this other one at the back here. Oh, that should have been the one that these were on. Never mind. I'll just draw it like it's supposed to look like that. It doesn't matter. Nobody will care. Nobody will know. I won't remember. Nobody will care. Okay, and then that's it. So down here we've got a little twisty thingy and a I'm going to have to draw the legs first, I think. So So this one's at the front, and this one's at the front, like that. And then at the back, there's that one, and then there's one here. Ooh, that was not straight. It doesn't have a broken leg. It just, I didn't draw it very straight. Okay. There we go. And because I'm incredibly lazy, there you go. Black clothes on a laundry line. Let's give it a floor to stand on. There we go. Laundry. Done. Hey Rach. Hey Bun. It's your fault. It's your fault. That sketchbook is all your fault. I'm blaming you. Okay, so what did we decide we were going to do? Swatching your Arteza watercolour 60 set that you've had for more than a year. Well, at least you're doing it. At least you're doing it. Drawing a pile of laundry folds are challenging. Yes. Except I don't worry about... The thing about drawing something like that, if you're drawing folds of fabric, you know, like if you're actually doing a painting of folds of fabric or a drawing of folds of fabric and you want it to look like those folds of fabric and look realistic, then you follow what you see. If you're just drawing laundry, it doesn't matter. Who is going to care that those black t-shirts don't look exactly like the black t-shirts that are hanging on my rack? Nobody. Because nobody is ever going to know, are they? Give it a day and I won't even remember that I only scribbled them. You who would know? You've got to pick your battles with that kind of thing, I think. Pick your battles and decide what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Looks like a disembodied brain or a mound of gloopy spaghetti. Well, you know... I mean, a pile of laundry. If you're doing something like... I would always put... Let's say I'm drawing a pile of laundry. It doesn't necessarily... I'm not necessarily drawing from life. I'm doodling in my book and I want to draw a pile of laundry. Well, the first thing I would do is say, okay, well, what does laundry go in? Laundry goes in a laundry basket. You put it in a laundry basket, you can't really go wrong. Because people will look at it and go, oh, it's a laundry basket, therefore that's laundry. Unless you literally make it look like a pile of dogs' toys or something, or a pile of kids' books, everybody's going to assume it's a pile of laundry, no matter what it looks like. So you put your squares in for your laundry basket, because this takes forever. And I get so lazy with this thing. Why can't they just have round? Why can't they just have round things like that? It would be faster to draw it. See, I just swapped that over halfway through. Do I care? No. Of course, if you were being really lazy about it, you could just get a broad pen and just do the grid, and then you've got the stuff in between. But I mean, that's literally the kind of thing I do. It's just, I'm bored with this now. I just want to get on with what I want to get on with. So I would put a handle on one end so that I know that there's a handle on it. Right? And then, I mean, it's just a case of, you know, thin fabrics have sharp folds. So you don't really need to determine what is a thin or thick fabric. But if you do have a slightly thicker fabric, it will have bigger folds in it, okay? So that could be a towel or something, if you wanted it to be. But by and large, thin fabrics have thin folds, okay? And then all you've got to do is put in some shading. Okay, so maybe this is a bit of shading there. And maybe this could be a bit of shading in here. Do you know, put in some folds, put in some creases. If it's dirty laundry, put in some hash marks to show that it's dirty laundry. I don't know why that's a universal thing for dirty laundry, but it seems to be a universal thing for dirt, is a hash mark. Put in a couple of creases. Put in a couple of loops, because sometimes fabric loops up on itself and you get a dark section. And then, you know, you're starting to not quite see what it is. What is it though? Okay, so it looks like it could be fabric or paper or something like... Well, it's easy. You just... Oh, look, it's a pile of dirty laundry. It's observation. You learn that from observation. And the more you do it, the more you put two and two together. So like when you fold a towel in half, a towel folds because it's thicker. A towel folded will kind of look, if let's say just folded in half, will kind of look like that with its fuzz. You could put the fuzz to make it a fluffy towel, right? You could kind of do it like that. But if it's a sheet, it's literally going to be like that. I mean, if it's a folded sheet and you're doing the whole thing of the folded sheet, you might put a couple of really thin ones in here and then do slightly bulkier ones on the outside. And then these, because of the thickness of the fabric, will be thicker. But the ones in the middle will still be thin folds. Whereas a towel folded up like that, you're literally going to have something along these lines. And if you do it like a block like that, you can even, you know, put in the... Let me think. I'm not drawing from observation, so it's hard to... it would be kind of look like this at the ends. Where you've folded bits in, and then this is the fold along the long end. And you might even do some big creases like that just to show. See? But with this, you wouldn't need to do that. You'd still do like smaller creases because this is the bit that's sharply creased. So you would do sharp creases like that. See? Yeah, thin fabric, thin folds. Thick fabric, thick folds. The thicker the fabric, the more rounded it. And the more, like a sheet will normally, or a, think of how a skirt falls. Thin materialed skirt will usually fall in kind of very small sections like that. Or like a voile or something will fall in very thin sections. Whereas a velvet will fall in like massive drapes like this and fold back on itself like that and be very heavy and stiff. This kind of stuff, it might even fly away in the breeze, you know, it might, if you do that with it, it might look like it was blowing up in the breeze. Velvet doesn't blow up in breezes. Folded, 5 days of folded fabric, oof. You drew a... Woohoo! Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the club. do a folded frilly, I can't even say that, a folded frilly shirt one day. It's fun looking, but it does look like a folded something. Yeah. So if you were going to draw something like that, you have to make it obvious that it's a shirt. So if it's really frilly, I mean, like a men's dress shirt, you could get away with showing the collar, or maybe having something like this poking out the side, so it's all neatly folded, but you can just see the cuff poking out. But if it's just a big pile of women's floaty stuff, then it's just going to look like a big pile of women's floaty stuff, and you have to accept that. Hey, Meg. So, something I can do with this, for instance, is let's add a bit of weight to the bottom of this. I haven't tried this pen yet on this paper. I'm going to do a little bit of dark on this side. I'm going to grab a water brush. This is the Pentel Sign pen that is water soluble. Yep, there we go. Now we can use that to add some dark in here, because obviously this is going to be dark, right? Hi, Maddie. Belly rubs for Maddie. See, now you can't even tell that I drew half of them as circles because I got bored. And then we can go in, let's do a little bit of scribble on some of these darker sections here. And maybe on that bit at the back. It's not about an exact copy of what you're drawing or what you're looking at. It's about getting an idea. Getting the idea down. You know, is somebody going to look at that and go, oh, it's a pile of laundry? Does it look like a pile of laundry? It looks like a pile of laundry to me. Is it an exact pile of laundry that looks exactly like some pile of laundry that is literally sat on my table? No, because I mean, for a start, I don't wear button-up shirts. They would require ironing. Why would I have that? This is why I wear t-shirts, because No, this isn't the giant sketchbook yet, Meg. That won't arrive till October. But it is on its way. It's been dispatched. It's on its way. This is the one that I'm trying to finish by Christmas. Yeah, does it look like a pile of laundry? Yes. Once I have moved past this point in my journal and said, okay, I didn't draw the exact pile of laundry, I just draw a pile of laundry. Does it matter that I didn't draw my own pile of laundry? No. Do I care? No. Will I even remember that this is not my exact pile of laundry, or that it's not done from reference in like 6 months? I mean, I will know, because I have a really long memory for this kind of thing, and I seem to be able to remember when I've drawn from life or from reference. But the dead giveaway there is that, no, I would never. I would never. Just no. That would not be in my laundry pile. So either it's not my laundry, or I made it up. Simple as that. Can I draw a cup of coffee with whipped cream? Sure, why not? Cup of coffee, whipped cream. Cup of coffee. Let's do one of those silly cappuccino things. These big silly cappuccino cups. With a huge saucer. And I'm not very good at drawing handles, so I tend to draw handles so you can only see a bit of the handle, because that kind of gets me out of jail free. I don't have to... See? Now the cup's got a handle and I don't have to worry about whether you can see the handle properly. So let's do a little bit like that, and then... The thing that makes whipped cream look like whipped cream is when it's got streaks in it, right? Because we all know they use squirty cream. So if you do streaks like this and then give it kind of a roughly point on the top, looks like cream. I'm giving all my secrets away. I don't care. Today, we will mostly be doing shortcuts of sketches. And then, you know, I mean, it could be, could you misinterpret that for a pile of chips if you don't put colour in it? Possibly. So how do we get around that? We put offie on the side and everybody goes, oh, it's coffee. I'm not a great artist. I'm a practiced doodler. I'm good. I'm good at art. I do. You know, I've worked hard to get where I am, but I'm not a great artist. I'm just, I don't know. I can draw shit. Okay, so now what else do we need to know that it's a cup of coffee? Well, we need a spoon, right? Because you have a spoon. You have to have a spoon. I'm going to come back to this bit in a minute. We need to put it on a table. There you go. There's the table. Maybe we could have an empty sugar packet next to it. I mean, I don't put sugar in my coffee. Who puts sugar in their coffee when you can have pumpkin spice instead? You know, why would you do that when you can have pumpkin spice syrup? But, you know, let's pretend we've put stuff in our coffee. Right? Don't forget that it's a packet, so it's going to have a back piece as well. Crumple it up a bit. Maybe write sugar on it, just so that people know that's what it is. Maybe have some bits spilled on the table. What else are we going to need? We're going to need a spoon, aren't we? Well, if we draw our spoon there, then that's going to cover over the sugar, but that's okay, isn't it? So we'll have a spoon coming down like this, and we'll draw that over there. And then, you know what? We could just colour this in. And then it doesn't even matter that we've drawn over the top of something else, does it? I mean, I quite like the look of drawing over things. I'm quite happy to draw over stuff. But if it bothers you, colour it in. Let's add a shadow, shall we? Let's put a shadow there for the spoon. So that tells us the light is coming that way. So this bit of our cup, our saucer, is going to be in shadow. So that means this bit of our table is going to have a shadow. And then that means that we can darken up this edge here, again with a water-based pen, and just slop in a shadow. There we go, and we can even add some of the dark shadow under there, so it is darker in some places than others. There you go, that'll do. I find for this kind of sketching, you have to adopt the idea that good enough is good enough. What I will do is add a little bit here to indicate that there is something inside the cup underneath that cream. So then you get the idea that there's something in the cup, which, because it says offie on the cup, you're going to assume is coffee with whipped cream. You just will. I'm not downplaying my talents. It's not talent. It's not bloody talent. It's 40 years of hard work. You can be the most talented creator of anything on the planet. If you don't use your talents, what's the point? Somebody who works hard is still going to beat you. My sister can play the piano. She can't read music, but you play her any piece of music, no matter how complicated it is, and within 10 minutes she'll be able to play it on the piano. Note perfect. Does she ever do it? No, only as a party trick. So she's never going to be as good as somebody who practices the piano every day and came into life tone deaf. You don't call someone... Now see, you've started me on my soapbox. This is your fault, Meg. You don't call someone who's good at maths talented. You might call them gifted or say that they have an aptitude for maths, but you don't call them talented. You don't say Ayrton Senna was a talented Formula One driver. You say he was a genius. You say he was extremely skilled. You say he was a top professional, amazing driver, but you don't just call him talented. He didn't come out of the womb able to drive. He learned to drive just like everybody else. I learned to draw just like everybody else. To quote one of my favourite artists, Chris Moulding, on Instagram, Chris Mould, English artist, fantastic guy, love his stuff, big influence on what I do. To quote Chris, it's not that I am talented at drawing. I drew just like everybody else as a kid, but I didn't stop. Therefore, all the people who stopped drawing at 10 or 15 or whatever, because some idiot teacher told them, oh, you can't draw, you don't have any talent, you're not gifted, you know, or they got shoved into sports because they were athletic and they never had time to do any art. I'm always going to be a better artist than them, because guess what? I spend all day, every day doing this. That's not talent, it's work. If anything, and I don't agree with the idea of talent. I don't think it's a thing that you come out with from the womb. It's just you have natural aptitude for things like languages or maths or analysing or organising. There's all these different skills that you just have an aptitude for certain things. Some people are just really good at organising. Some people are absolutely crap at it. That's not talent. That is an innate ability to do something a little bit better than everybody else. It's a technical skill and it takes practice. Exactly. There you go. And that's from another professional artist. It's not talent. It might be an aptitude for it. But if anything, I'm just a bit able to see things in a particular way that somehow allows me to take it from there to here, to here, to here, to there. And that's all it is. And the more you practice doing that, and the earlier you start and the more you do it, the better you get. That's the end of it. If you couldn't learn to draw, why would there be art teachers? If you couldn't learn to sing, why would there be singing teachers? If you couldn't learn to play a musical instrument, if you couldn't learn to drive. And yet, with art especially, some other creative pursuits as well, but mostly with art, we just expect people to pop out of the womb, start drawing and turn into Picasso. And either we turn into Picasso or we don't. And that's the only two options. When the reality is, if you want to draw, and if you practice drawing, and if you continue to learn from what you do, because that's a key component. You can't just keep drawing the same old crap and expect to improve. You have to look at what you've drawn and say, okay, well, how can I make this better? But even if that's what you do, you can still get better at drawing. And like Danny Gregory says, if you say, hey, I can't draw a straight line, as Danny Gregory says, that's fine, grab a ruler. There may be some things that you can't grasp. Painting is a different skill to drawing. Some people can draw beautifully, But when it comes to actually painting, it's a different skill. It's as different as driving an automatic car or driving a stick shift or riding a bike. They're different skills. But, you know, if you practice riding a bike long enough, you'll be able to ride a bike. And if you practice driving a stick shift long enough, you'll be able to drive a stick. Same as music. Takes practice even when you don't want to. Daily practice, exactly. And even then, and I don't know if it's... Well, no, I can say it's the same for... I gave up music. I still play the guitar, but I gave up most of my music many, many decades ago. But from what I remember of doing regular practice, even when you do daily practice, and this certainly applies to art, depending on what you do, you may still need to... You still have to do things like warm-ups and stuff. What? Who was it? That's a quote from John Muir Law. Look, I wrote that down last time. Quote from John Muir Law, the nature artist. The first few drawings of the day are sacrificial pancakes, but they're necessary to reconnect everything. He was talking about, you know, when you first start drawing, things are not quite working right. You know, it's like artists, it's like athletes. You've got to warm up. Some days you've got to start doing it to remind yourself, and I bet John will agree with this. Some days you've got to start doing it to remind yourself how much you love it, and that's why you're up at an ungodly hour in the morning to practice scales. Even when you don't want to, you still have to make the effort. You have to do something. You have to reconnect with your skills. And every day you come to it, it's like, for the first 10 minutes you've never drawn before, you're drawing with the wrong hand and you're doing this. Is how it feels, like you're drawing with crayons every day. You don't ever just come in and go, right, here's my new painting, let's get out the oil paints. No, you muck around with gouache first in your sketchbook, make a mess, make utter crap, right? And then you go on to draw something that actually looks like what you're trying to achieve. End of soapbox. The word talent is banned from my classes, Meg. I love you, but don't ever come into my classes saying talent. John does his basics every day, 20 to 30 minutes of tone, 20 to 30 minutes of scales, 20 to 30 minutes of etudes, and then the music you're working on. Yeah. A runner doesn't just get up, put the shoes on and go and run a marathon. They do half an hour at the gym, and then they might do a bit of a warm down, and then they might do stretches, and then they might go for a bit of a jog, and then they'd run the marathon. Yes. You don't have to be sorry, Meg. It's not talent. It's like your junk journaling. It's not talent. It's because you've played around with stuff and tried things and put it all together and you know what works and what doesn't. That's a skill that you've learned. Maybe you've got a bit of an aptitude for looking at things and going, oh, those and that goes well together. You're good at matching things or matching patterns or thinking of, oh, I could use this and use this even though they're completely different. I could put these together if I do this in the middle. That's maybe a little bit of an aptitude for things and what they call having an eye for something. But that's not talent. That's just practice. Because you've done it so many times. It's my biggest pet peeve. Is when hard work gets written off as, oh, you're so talented. No, I'm not talented. Worked bloody hard to get where I am. And some days I didn't want to. Some days I wanted to say, screw it. I've got a teaching degree. I'm just going to go and teach maths. Well, not maths, because I can't do maths. I could teach English. English I could teach. I could teach computers, stuff like that. Maddie, what have you got all over your face? Where Where have you been? You've been snuffling in the garden. It's just covered in, I think it's spiders' webs and crap. Where have you been? There you go. Good girl. Settle down, go for a nap. Go on, go for a nap. What else are we going to draw? Next suggestion. Come on. I'm liking the suggestions. Let's do another one. What we're going to draw. Draw something. Think of something or I will. I'm knitting now. I like this pen. It doesn't skip. They're right, it doesn't skip. Now this side, I put those marks here, even though this is the light side of the cup, I put those marks here to show that it turns. So on this side, the marks I'll put will be denser and darker, because this is not just turning, it's also shaded. See? Now we've got a light side and a dark side. Ta-da! A wood witch. There's no cat in my laundry. You can't draw cats. I can't draw cat. Okay, here's a cat. I'm going to draw a black cat with the laundry, right? There you go, black cat in the laundry. White cat in the snow. It's impossible to draw cats. Bun and I have come to the conclusion it is impossible to draw cats because cats do not have a shape, and you can only draw things that have a shape. Cats are liquid. Can't draw things that don't have a shape. You can draw a cat in something, like in a vase. You can draw a cat. Cat in a vase. Easy. There you go. Let's have a table behind. And cat in a vase. There you go. Black cat in a vase. You can't actually draw a cat because cats don't have a shape. That's it. End of story. You want to learn to draw a cat? You're on your own if you want to learn to draw cats. Corn. I keep getting things. A blob with a tail equals a cat. Yeah. Blob with either a tail or two eyes. That's it. Don't need anything else. Blob. Corn. What does corn look like? I don't actually know what corn looks like. Because we don't have corn here. No, we have corn. We do have corn. But we don't grow corn here. This could be a whole series for you. Oh, what, cats? Cat in a box. That cat in a box is easy. Cat in a box. Here we go. So, a box. Let's see, the other part of the box might be over here somewhere. Like that. There you go, black cat in a box. This could be a whole series. I might get stuck on this one. Oh my god. How to draw a cat. It's like that photo I saw the other day. It was really funny. I need to draw it at some point. It was an elephant that was eating sugarcane in a field, and they went out in the dark to find out what the noise was, and it was a baby elephant eating the sugarcane. And he literally stood behind a pole. It's like, a pole? It's like, this is what it kind of looked like, okay? I'm going to hide behind this pen. This is me hiding behind this pen. That's what he was like with the pole. Just, all you could see was this elephant with the pole. Tiny, skinny little thing. He's hiding behind this pole. So funny. Oh, corn. I've read enough Stephen King books to have an idea of what corn looks like. Let's see how close my idea of what corn looks like actually looks like corn, shall we? That could be fun. Okay, so it's tall. It's really tall. And I know it has really weird kind of floppy leaves on it like that. I don't know if they go in pairs, but they either go in pairs or they go staggered. So I'm going to go with pairs. Like that, kind of. And then up here somewhere, you have kind of a... That's weird. You have kind of corn leaves that have... Some have peeled back and some haven't. And then inside you have like this kind of thing a bit like this that's got like, I don't know which way up they go, but you know, it kind of looks a bit like that. I'm too lazy to draw it properly because I'm just seeing if I know what corn actually looks like. Let's do another leaf hanging down this way. I mean, I think I'm trying... Do you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Secret Window. That's what I'm thinking of as I'm drawing this. I'm thinking of Johnny Depp with all those ears of corn on the desk. And thinking, is this what corn looks like? I have this kind of vague feeling that there's something up here somewhere, but that might be wheat. I don't know. Is that roughly right? Does anybody know? I mean, you know, our corn here, our corn's really easy because our corn looks like this, and then there's like a bowl, and then there's this jolly green giant guy who looks like the Incredible Hulk because he ate lots of corn. Oh, he's not that thin, that thick. You know, this jolly green giant. I don't know what he's wearing. I'm going to assume it's shorts and a t-shirt because I can't imagine he's nude. It's just he's big green guy like the Hulk. And then there's a bowl here, and then there's corn in it. See? That's what our corn looks like. And if you're lucky, your tin has one of those self-removing lid things. And you don't have to go and find a tin opener. That's what our corn looks like. Green giant, right? Ho, 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 green giant. These are cats. Oh, a cat and a pumpkin, a cat and a candy bowl. You could do... Oh, here's a good one. You could do, like this. Okay, like... There you go. And then There you go. It's a cat sitting behind a pumpkin. It's close, but the... Oh, hey, Bun. Other Bun. Dust Bunny. We've got two bunnies. Murph. There we go. Got the right name eventually. The ears actually come out of the stem leaf junction. Stem leaf. That's where the stem leaf is. That's it there. That's what I was drawing. Now I've got to look it up, haven't I? See what it actually looks like. My phone's nearly dead. Okay. Corn. Stalk. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Okay, let me find one that looks like that's not a stalk of corn. Let's find one that's actually got okay, corn stalk animated. Why would you have animated? No, don't ask. Corn stalk photo. Here we go. Okay, that's going to be the easiest one to use, I think. No, get back. No, get back. Get back in your pot. There we go. Okay, zoom in on this. Oh! Oh, do you mean like this comes out of here? Is that what you mean? So the corn comes out of here? There we go. Here's one. Oh, this is clip. It's all clip art. Why is there just not a photograph of freaking corn in a field? Haven't you people ever heard of Stephen King? Oh, that's dead. Seriously? Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. So it's actually, there's a lot more dense foliage. So it's actually like loads of leaves. And there's more than one leaf. It seems to be like there's one big leaf and then there's lots of little smaller leaves. Kind of like that. And then you have an ear of corn that's wrapped in a leaf or wrapped in leaves. And that goes all the way up like that. So let's put a bigger corn. Let's put a big one there. It appears to be one at each junction, but I'm just assuming. Oh, it's got little thingies. It's got little joints like bamboo. Let's put another one there. I'm sure they probably get smaller as they go up because the most nutritious ones would be at the bottom. And then the top of it has this weird kind of... It's got kind of a junction and then it's got a weird thing coming out the top. Well, I was right about the weird thing at the top. I mean, come on. I was close, right? So these are actually, they've got a weird brown bit at the end. I'm assuming that leaves start opening as it gets riper, and once it starts to actually open and you see the corn, it should already have been harvested. I would assume they harvest it early. Huh. Oh! Oh! Here we... Oh! This is like the end of the leaves. It seems like the end of the leaves turn a bit kind of brown and they look like a banana for a while. And then it starts... Let's do another one here. And then it kind of starts peeling open and you get the head of corn showing at the top here. Huh. Well, that was an interesting little sojourn. The leaf around the ear is called a husk. See, when we talk about husks of corn, we're talking about wheat. We're talking about this stuff. Which also, incidentally, has weird feathery things on the end. That's what we're talking about when we talk about husks of corn. We're not talking about this Village of the Damned stuff. Okay, so now my next question is, how do you tell the difference between this and sugarcane? Because sugarcane seems to look almost identical. I say, not knowing anything about it whatsoever. Sugarcane, there we go. It does look identical, but it also looks like really, really tall grass. And it also is brown at the bottom. Okay, so this is green all the way down, and sugarcane is more kind of grass-like. And it's got dead leaves near the bottom that are brown, and then it's got these lush green leaves up at the top that makes it look like grass, and then it gets like super crazy at the top. Maddie, shh. Shush baby. And then these are kind of dead and straggly and brown. Sugarcane looks like bamboo. Yes, it does. It does. According to this, it does. Yeah. Except, interestingly, it doesn't have the knots. This has the knots, the joints, that bamboo has. Sugarcane doesn't seem to have the joints. It's just got lots of leaves coming in, overlapping each other like that. I do like this pen. This is a good pen. It can keep up with me. Okay. So, nope. Nope with a P. So, okay, I need to make this colory. Colory. What are words? What are words? I need to give this some colour so that I know for future reference, because if I don't colour it, I'm going to come back to it and go, what the hell is that? Okay, I've got some green. It's not quite the right green, but this will do. It's a bit too blue. Oh, I could put some yellow in it. That'll do. Let's put some. There we go. That's more like it. So let's do this. So this is green all the way down. Okay, and then it's got these bits at the top. Yes, I just cleaned my brush on my shirt. I do that a lot. I didn't mean to, but I did it. And then these bits are kind of yellowy. And then these bits are yellow. There we go. And then let's see, these bits, I'll put a bit of that in there. That should give me kind of a browny colour. There go. Okay. Let's get our cloth, since we actually have got one, a clean cloth, because done laundry. Hey Jean. Okay, and then this one is more of a brighter green. So this could be interesting. Let's see if we can get a different green. Doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's different. That's not a different green. That's almost identical, I think. Anyway, this is all green, 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 grass of home. Green, 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 green. And then this is orange will have to do. I don't have a brown. Brown. I mean, that's kind of a sienna-y kind of colour, isn't it? Fading up into those. Let's see if we add a bit of this to it. Oh, that's a bit more. That's a bit brighter. Could put some of the leafier bits at the top. There we go. Now we got sugarcane and corn. Fun. Come on, you knew I was going to paint my pumpkin. The minute I mixed up that colour, you knew I was going to paint my pumpkin, right? I mean, as if. If it's used for livestock feed, it's left to ripen and dry on the stalk. Okay. Presumably because if it's livestock, they would eat the whole plant. Is that when they use the combines to chop it all down and just chop it all up and give it to the livestock? As opposed to picking the ears of corn off the stalk in little baskets. This is my I'm terribly British stereotypical idea of what harvesting corn looks like in America. Look, I only know what I've seen on TV, okay? No. Okay. Oh, they still only eat the kernels. Oh, right, okay. So, I would assume the whole crop doesn't ripen all at the same time. Like strawberries, you'd kind of be harvesting bits over a period of time. So do they just, like, pick them off the plant and decide then and there, that's keeper, that's a... Oh, the combine strips the ears off the stalk. What? How? And then it goes in a sheller. Oh, okay, okay. So the combine basically does that down the stalk and pulls everything off the stalk. It strips the stalk. And then presumably it would be something like a sieve kind of thing, where the chaff would fall to the bottom and the ears of corn would come up. Romany would be watching farming videos after this. No, that's no. That would be a rabbit hole I'm not even interested in. Learning that my preconceptions about things and the very little that I've picked up from watching TV is only part of the story is fascinating, but I don't want to become a farmer, so I don't care. Hello, Bobs. Miss Maddie's here. You want to say hello, Miss Maddie? Miss Maddie's here, look. Hello, Miss Maddie. You would say hello? She upside down, but she's saying hello. Hello, Miss Maddie. Isn't she cute? She's so hecking cute. Hello, hecking cute. Mwah, 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 mwah. There you go. You're going to get down now. She's a bit nervy because we've had weather. Okay. Belly rubs for Maddie, from Auntie Mika. There you go. Belly rubs for Maddie, from Auntie Mika. There we go. Good girl. The fields are vast and the corn you eat is not the same variety as the livestock feed. Oh, okay. Kisses for Maddie from Murph. Auntie Murph says kisses for Maddie. I'll give you a snuggle from her later. I will. I'll give you an Auntie Murph snuggle later. Okay. Interesting. Corn. Okay, dumb question. Is sugarcane and sugar beet the same thing? Like maize and corn is the same thing? Or is it like different grades of the same thing? Like one is for animals and one is for food? Now I have questions. No. Okay. No, sugar beet and sugar cane aren't the same thing, or no, it's not different variations of the same thing, or a bat and a hat. A bat and a hat. There you go. Bat and a hat. He's keeping his ears warm. A sugar beet is like a swede. Oh, like a beetroot. So a sugar beet. Sugar comes from beets too. Okay, I'm confused. So is a sugar beet like a beetroot? Sugar beet. A sugar beet is like a beetroot. A sugar beet might even be a beetroot. Sugar beet versus beetroot. Similar, same family, not the same thing. Okay. So sugar beets are like really enormous parsnips. And beetroots are small and kind of look a bit like radishes. But this also looks like a turnip, which also looks a bit like a swede, which you call a rutabaga for some unknown reason. You know why we call Swedes Swedes? Because the Swedes brought them over. That's why we call them Swedes. Okay, so a sugar beet plant is similar to like parsnips and turnips and other root type vegetables and things like that. Gotcha. It's so confusing, food. Although we do like pinkles. Don't we, Bug? Funny story. Back in the day, when for some reason we only ever had pickled beetroot that was diced, never sliced, it was always diced. We used to have pickled beetroot at school. We only ever had it with scrambled egg. So it would turn your scrambled egg cerise. So I used to call it pinkles. It was powdered scrambled egg. That's why. Powdered scrambled egg is weird. Pickled beetroot, aka pinkles, because it turns everything pink. And yes, I'm 50 years old, and yes, I still call it pinkles. I love pickled beetroots. Pickled beetroot sandwiches. Pickled beetroot sandwiches. I mean, just straight out of the jar on a fork, yes. But pickled beetroot sandwiches on fresh bread. Oh. Hi, baby. Why are you crying? What have you done? Let's throw a bit of colour on this as well. Might as well. Throw some colour on here. I mean, it's not actually corn, but it's what I thought corn looked like until I found out that it looks like that. Green giant. Cheese, pickled beetroot and salad cream on a baguette. Yes! Yes! And it has to be salad cream with the pickled beetroot. It can't be mayonnaise. Because there's something about mayonnaise that you mix it with the vinegar and it goes weird. Salad cream has vinegar in it. Get down. Come on. Salad cream has vinegar in it, so it doesn't go clotted when you put it with the pickles. Yeah. See, I'm not the only one who eats pickled beetroot sandwiches with salad cream. I like scrambled egg sandwiches with tomato sauce as well. What can I tell you? Oh, that sounds really nice. Egg on toast scrambled with tomato sauce. That sounds amazing. That might be what we have for tea. Pickled beetroot sandwiches or beetroot with salad cream. It's got to be salad cream, not mayonnaise. You could get away with ranch dressing because that's got vinegar in as well. Especially if it's homemade ranch. That sounds really nice. Yeah, I'm a child of the 70s too. Fish fingers sandwiches with pickle. And none of this sandwich pickle that the kids have these days. Proper chunky farmhouse pickle. Eggs and ketchup, top fare. Absolutely. Eggs and ketchup is second only to cheese and beans on toast with Worcester sauce. And it is Worcester. Okay? It's not Worcestershire, America. It's spelt Worcestershire, but it's Worcester. Okay? It's not Bicester, it's Bicester. It's not Gloucester, it's Gloucester. It's not Worcestershire, it's Worcester. I like the fine cut pickle because you can spread it really thick. Eggs and grits, yes! No, we do eggs and grits. We do eggs and grits. I love eggs and grits. We also do bubble and squeak, which is a whole other enchilada. Hi, boo. I'm just wondering if I can paint any more of these. What have I got in here? Oh, I've got loads in here. Okay, I don't have a black. Do I have a black? Is that a black? 44, that's a black. Nope, that's a green. Okay, well, we'll add purple. And then it'll be kind of greyish black. There you go. And we'll give him a little pink hat, shall we? Should we give him a bright pink bobble hat? There you go. And you only get the right pickles if it's got the pink lid. If it hasn't got the pink lid, it's not the right pickles. You're the only kid who hated baked beans on toast and fish fingers. Well, you're vegetarian. I can understand you're not eating fish fingers. But I love fish finger sandwiches. I could eat several rounds of fish finger sandwiches. I like cold baked beans with grated cheese in as well. Mash it up. Add a bit of Worcester sauce. It's very nice. Makes a lovely sandwich spread. Baked beans. Our baked beans in tomato sauce are nothing like your baked beans. Nothing beats a fish finger sandwich. I don't even like fish and I love fish finger sandwiches. Because it's not really fish. It is fish, but... And they have to be breaded fish finger sandwiches. None of this crispy outer shell rubbish that you get in a chip shop. No. Breaded fish finger sandwiches. And they have to be done under the grill. We don't like them hard because they've been done in the oven. They have to be done under the grill. With butter. You can eat baked beans now. I can eat baked beans, but I have to either they have to be with toast or cheese or something other textured. If I have to bake baked beans on their own, I have to swallow them whole. I can't. I can mash baked beans into like mashed potato and stuff, or mix it with cheese and mash it up. But I can't chew baked beans if they're whole and just on their own. The texture is like. Do your baked beans have molasses in them? Why would you put sugar in baked beans? No. Why would you put sugar in baked beans for? Put them in tomato sauce. Like SpaghettiOs. Do I feel like colouring any more of this? I don't feel like colouring any more of this. I'm just in the mood to doodle, you know. I'm enjoying this, just fill up a sketchbook page with crappy doodles. What else should we draw? What should we teach Ro about now? Next! potatoes and cheese. Jacket potatoes and cheese. Cheesy beans, jacket potatoes. That's... You put brown sugar in your beans. That's weird. No. Bacon chunks, yes. Yeah, but now we're getting into the weird kind of crap that you put on pancakes. Like chicken and maple syrup. Like, what the hell? Pancakes, lemon, sugar. Or pancakes, maple syrup, ice cream. Pancakes, chicken, waffles, bacon, maple syrup. No! That's brunch. Okay? That is a very weird hybrid. Pancakes. Let's draw pancakes. Let's draw proper pancakes. Let's draw proper pancakes. Yeah, lemon juice. Not lemon, lemon juice. Squeezed lemon. Squeezed lemon, demerara sugar. Or brown sugar, you call it. Ooh. Well, they're not going to fit on there, are they? We've now got a strange mark on our plate. Let's give it a pattern. It won't look weird. There we go. And then sugar. No, it's a pancake. And none of this, oh, I've squeezed a lemon and poured the juice out. No. Don't forget the Jif lemon on pancake day, or the pancakes on Jif lemon day. Jif lemon. Slight sidestep. Anyone still working on the Spring Chronicles? I just cleared half my corner 4 yesterday. I haven't put a photo up yet. But I just cleared half of my corner 4 yesterday. I was on a roll. Fake lemon. Yeah, you don't have real lemon. You buy a real lemon, you're going to buy twice as many as you need, and they're all going to go off in the fridge because nobody uses lemon for anything other than pancake day. You always have a Jif lemon, lasts 3 years. Leave it in the fridge. When you're in the States, you'd get eggs Benedict with broccoli for breakfast. Ew. Eggs Benedict with asparagus for breakfast, I could understand. Or avocado for breakfast with eggs Benedict. In fact, eggs Benedict with avocado would make a lot of sense. But broccoli? Why would you eat broccoli for breakfast? That's weird. Regular granulated sugar and squeezed lemon. See? Proper pancakes. Proper pancakes. Can't eat broccoli because the medicine's changed your taste. Oh, weird. Scooby, what are you eating? Maddie, what are you eating? Maddie? Maddie? What are you in? Huh? Get your bum in here. Come on, what were you eating? What were you eating? Were you in the bin again? Cheeky minx. Ooh, Nutella on pancakes is nice. I like Nutella on Scottish pancakes. You know, the little thick ones with the sultanas in. I like Nutella on those. Pop a bit of Nutella on, microwave it for 10 seconds. And now you're all covered in crap again. So whatever you've been getting into, you're all covered in crap. Stop digging in the garden. Real pancakes. Here's a controversial one. Here's a controversial one. Cereal. Cereal first or milk? Busted, yeah. Now I know how she's getting covered in crap. I just got to go and find out what she's been getting into. The bins, I think. Or possibly behind the bins. Minnesota. Oh. Cereal first, says John. Cereal first, says Bun. Maddie, you're being naughty. Stop it. Stop. Maddie. You put your cereal in a cup, not a bowl. I sometimes put it in a bowl. It's like a soup cup. It's like a big bowl with a handle. Because me and bowls, we're not friends. I need handles. 2 preferably. So yeah, I do the same thing. But in theory, cereal or milk first. You do milk first if you're refilling your bowl. Correct! Correct! Bowl 1. Or mug 1. You do a mug as well. Yeah. It's first thing in the morning. Nobody wants to deal with things that don't have handles and are slippery and round. You need a proper handle. A latte cup, yes. It's a soup mug, mine is. But yeah, similar to a latte cup, it's just different. It's more square. Like a latte cup is that kind of shape. No, that's a cappuccino cup. And then a latte cup is more that kind of shape. And then a soup bowl is more that kind of shape. And then a ramekin is square. So we're here with the cereal bowls. I need a cup. And I need a handle. No handle, no work. My bowls have to have handles, and my cups have to have lids. It's easier to measure how much you're putting in a cup as well, because a cup's the same size all the way down, whereas a bowl, you know, you put a bit in and it looks like a mountain. You have 3 mouthfuls. You're like, where's the rest of it? So first, cup 1. Cereal. First. Second. Milk. Number 2. Milk. Cereal is the correct way to do it. Apple cinnamon Apple cinnamon Cheerios. Pumpkin Cheerios? No way. The best we get is Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Honey Nut Cornflakes. That's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes or Weetabix. I'm not allowed to buy Weetabix unless I buy a 12-pack of Weetabix, because I have horrendous amounts of sugar on my Weetabix. And I do mean horrendous. I'm only allowed to have 12 Weetabix, so I'm only allowed to have... I like 3 Weetabix, so I can only have Weetabix 4 times. Because more sugar than Weetabix. Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, I don't even bother buying Crunchy Nut Cornflakes unless I'm literally going to eat a whole box of cornflakes in one weekend. There's no point, because they're never going to last a week. You get pumpkin spice stuff. I'm so jealous. You have to watch the sugar. Yeah, that's got to be difficult with cereals. Although there's no cereal and there's no Weetabix. There's no sugar in Weetabix, which is probably why I add half the sugar bowl to it. I'm literally not even kidding. Like, Weetabix, when you sit Weetabix in a bowl, they kind of do this against each other. Right? And I will literally pile sugar on until this is flat. So all of this, that would all be sugar. That's why I'm not allowed to have it. Would have no teeth left. And the funny thing is, I don't put sugar on anything else. The sweetest I ever have is like I put flavoured syrups in my coffee sometimes. But I don't like caramel syrup or anything. It's too sweet. But Weetabix, whole bag of sugar. I haven't had a pumpkin spice latte yet. I'm going to go up on Friday and sit in the coffee shop and have a pumpkin spice latte. I couldn't go on this Friday because I had people coming to fit the washing machine. And then I've been doing laundry ever since. And I know it's only, technically it's a 5-minute walk up the hill, but it's uphill and it's me. So it's a 20-minute walk up the hill. So I haven't been yet. And Just Eat does delivery, but it costs £2.50. And there's a minimum order of £8. I mean, that's a tenner. Who's going to spend a tenner at Starbucks? Bun, apparently, if you check out Miss Vicky B's video, apparently some of the Targets have got some really, really cute retro Halloween stuff in the t-shirt aisles and stuff. Yeah, bright orange one with the guy from Halloween on it. You eat granola. Don't do granola. The weirdest thing I've ever seen is the hot bread that they'd have in Belgium with like chocolate sprinkles. You know, like sprinkles that you put on cakes. They have chocolate sprinkles that you put on bread for breakfast. Like, you're keeping an eye on it, yeah. Apparently it's not all Targets. She's been to 3 or 4 different Targets, and some of them do and some of them don't. So I don't know if it's different delivery dates or something. But yeah, some of them have very cool retro Halloween stuff. I'm very jealous. We don't... What do we get? Fake green wigs and a couple of balloons, if we're lucky. Cappuccino. I don't even know how to spell that. Latte. Soup. Ramekin. I know, I'm a nerd. What do you mean you don't know how to fill up a sketchbook page? And then, of course, there's Murder Waffles, for which there needs to be a goddamn sticker. Oh, I forgot the cockerel. You've got to have the weird cockerel thing on the side, haven't you? With the ghibli thing. There you go. Yes, Murder Waffles. We need Murder Waffles in our lives. And these are going to be honey nut cornflakes, because who eats any other kind of cornflakes? I certainly don't. So we've got our bees and things on there. Ooh, Rachel, you should have a look at the stuff in TK Maxx. They've got black cats everywhere. Black cats and pumpkins everywhere. And they've got a really, really cool black fleece with cat's eyes all over it. I almost bought it myself. Because I thought, well, maybe I could pretend it was bats. You know. Murder Waffles. Have you not seen By Bun's Murder Waffles? Was it last Halloween? I think last Halloween. Or possibly Halloween. It might have been the Halloween sticker advent thing she was doing. I can't remember. But she drew... It's not actually waffles. I think it's toast. But somehow it ended up with 2 knives stuck in the top of it. And all this red goo coming out of it that may or may not have been blood. Bacon. Bacon. We love a bit of bacon. Now there's 2 types of bacon. There's this type of bacon, which is called streaky bacon. Oh, it was Peachtober, was it? For toast. There's this kind of bacon, which is streaky bacon, which goes uber crispy. Or there's proper bacon, which looks like that. It's proper bacon. See, Maddie, shh, come on, stop now. You're being silly. Let me explain, okay? Let me explain this. Okay, I'm gonna have to use a weird pink, but it'll do. Okay, so streaky bacon rashers. Okay, this is the meat you get on a streaky bacon rasher. Okay. And then the yellow, because we'll pretend it's like crispy. It has to be super crispy. And it shrinks to like a quarter of its size. Otherwise it's not cooked properly. Okay. See how the fat to meat ratio is about 50-50? Okay. Now on proper bacon, do you see how the fat to meat ratio is slightly different? No. Salted ham is more like... Well, we have salted ham, but it's more like gammon. Which is about this big and half an inch thick, and it's just a big chunk of meat with salted bits. That's salted ham for us, is gammon. It's a gammon steak. But this is proper bacon. Okay. This is the stuff you put in sandwiches with brown sauce. There you go. See, Jane understands. It's not even like Canadian bacon, no. Canadian bacon's really nice, actually. Because they don't do anything to it. Ours is either salted or smoked. Yeah, we have Danish bacon. But Canadian bacon is just the bacon. Which is probably why they can get away with putting maple syrup on it. Because it's not salty or anything. I gotta say, I'm enjoying these ridiculous chuck it on watercolours. I'm usually a bit more careful with my watercolours. But then I overwork things. So actually, just chucking on watercolour like this is actually quite therapeutic. Let's use a bit of purple for the plate. In fact, let's go whole hog on the plate, and let's do Beetlejuice colours because we can. There we go. US bacon breaks your teeth. We call those bacon crunchies. Oh, I've got some Quin Gold here. I'll use that for... Quin Gold. Oh my god. I have a dilemma, guys. I have a dilemma. Bearing in mind that I've already treated myself to that big sketchbook. But that's in place of my Hobonichi, because I'm not getting a Hobonichi this year. I'm not going to bother. I have a dilemma. Do I get the core watercolours? That 6 set. I don't want the set that the Super Brights, the chrome set that Bun's got. I want the Earth set. Should I do it? I'm going to have a red cup because my cups are red. And we'll give this one a red handle and a red rim. And we'll pretend it's see-through. Ramekins are usually white, but I don't care. It's not supposed to be that hard. Yeah, nor is flapjack, but every time I eat flapjack I break a tooth. Veggie sausage sandwich with brown sauce. I'm not a huge meat eater. I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't eat a lot of fish. I like the occasional bit of tuna. I like fish if it doesn't look like fish. Like breaded plaice doesn't look like fish. Tuna, chunks, doesn't look like fish. Fish fingers, doesn't look like fish. Don't give me a mackerel or something. And definitely don't give me anything with skin on it. If it's got skin on it, I'm not eating it. Ew. I don't eat a lot of meat. I do eat chicken. I have turkey at Christmas. But again, with meat, I might eat a meat pie or something. Or have pepperoni on a pizza. But I don't buy meat to put in things. If I'm going to have a bacon sandwich, I'm going to go and buy a bacon sandwich. I don't cook meat. I can't stand the feel or the smell of fresh meat. It's... yeah. Anything slimy, I'm like, no. But I also don't like fake meat. Your husbeast. The husbeast. The husbeast overcooks his bacon till it's practically burnt. Yeah, my dad likes his bacon so hard that he can literally stand it up on the plate. What am I going to... I haven't used this blue. I need to use some blue. Let's use some... oh, that's very green because it got some yellow in it. There we go. There's proper blue. How do you know it's breakfast? Because you've got a gingham tablecloth, right? You know, blue gingham tablecloth. If it's not a blue gingham tablecloth, how do you know it's breakfast? Maddie, stop crying, please. You're being silly. Oh, I made those green. Whoops. Never mind, it's different colours to the box. Tuna salad from Tin Tuna. Yeah, same. Tuna and salmon is cat food. Yeah, pretty much any fish is cat food. Some fake meats are good. No, they're not. They're good insofar as they're not meat. But fake meat is not like meat. It's like vegan cheese. There's no such thing as vegan cheese, okay? There's vegan yellow stuff that looks like cheese, but has no resemblance to cheese past that. Fake cheese, vegan cheese, is for people who haven't had cheese in so long that they've forgotten what cheese tastes like. And I speak as an ex-vegan. Trust me. Nah. I don't know what colour milk cartons are these days. I'm just going to make it kind of colourful. I haven't drunk milk in years. I still don't drink milk now, so I have no idea what... I feel like this plate needs some more green. And then I feel like it needs some orange because it just looks Beetlejuicy. It's Halloween. I was going to draw spooky stuff. What did we end up doing? We ended up filling 3 pages with breakfast and laundry. How? Oh, I didn't do my lemon. Don't forget the lemons on... Don't forget the pancakes on Jif Lemon Day. Right? Found a grated plant-based parmesan. That's good wherever you'd use parmesan. This is the only stuff that can replace parmesan. This is the only stuff. It's kind of nutty and cheesy, and it's really strong. This stuff is magic. I put it in everything because B12. Hello. Even though I have Marmite on toast every single morning, any excuse. This is great as long as you put it in wet stuff. This stuff you can put with mayonnaise on a sandwich. You can mix it into sauces. You can mix it into like mashed potatoes, anything like that. You can put this stuff into. And it tastes cheesy. You accidentally bought vegan cheese once and it was horrible. Yeah, and it squeaks against your teeth. It's nasty. It's nasty stuff. Vegan cheese, just no. Halloumi's quite nice. I do like halloumi, but only because it's so strong. Like really, really, really strong. I love a strong cheese. Absolutely love strong cheese. What colour is the wording on cornflakes? It's black, isn't it? Welsh rabbit. Oh, the amount of times I've had to explain to people that Welsh rabbit is not pronounced Welsh rabbit, and it's not rabbit. It's pronounced Welsh rarebit, and it means it's cheese on toast. Yes, nutritional yeast on pasta. Yeah. When I've drained the pasta, I leave a little bit of water in it, and I mix two big spoonfuls of this in, and you get a cheese sauce. What else can I add to this? I don't think I can add anything to this, really. I mean, obviously we need some brown on here. Can we make a kind of a... Oh, we can make a brown with red and purple, apparently. And a bit of yellow. There we go, there's a brown. Gotta have brown sauce on our bacon. Welsh rarebit is cheese on toast, yeah. It looks like Welsh rabbit, but it's not Welsh rabbit, it's Welsh rarebit, and it is literally cheese on toast. But it only counts as Welsh rarebit if it's toasted to the point where the cheese bubbles and melts and turns brown. Like on a pizza. The cheese has to be brown on the top and slightly crunchy to be proper Welsh rarebit. Whereas cheese on toast, most people don't actually toast their cheese until it's cremated. Well, I don't anyway. I eat breakfast at any time other than breakfast, except for my two pieces of toast with Marmite. I'm going over these letters because I want to see if it bleeds through the page. No particular reason other than that. I'm just testing this pen out. I really like this pen. I can't remember who told me about this pen, but oh my god, it's amazing. Ooh, look at that. Look how heavy I went with that pen. It hasn't even come through, like you can't even feel where it's drawn on the page. Wow. Oh, I love this pen. I love this pen. I love this pen. If you missed it at the beginning, this is what the pen is. It's a Uniball eye needle point. It's got the very, very fine point, not the rollerball pointy thing. And it's the 0.5, this one, which is a fine. There is a 0.7. It's pigment ink, waterproof, uniflow system, which apparently means it's going to work right the way down to the last drop. It's a quick drying ink. I don't think they're refillable, which I don't like. Although Uniball usually has refills. But the problem I've got, you see, I've got this perfectly serviceable Uniball Signo. Okay, I bought this from a shop as it is. It's never been refilled or anything. I only started using it recently because I'd forgotten I had it actually. See, I've only used that much of it because I've done quite a lot. Now the code number on the refill is 1308 K205. The K205 is the name of the pen. And the number here says UMB 870. But if you look up those two numbers, neither of the numbers has a needlepoint end like this. They both look like the Mitsubishi Uniball Hobonichi type pens with the pointy ends. And I don't like those. I like the needle points. I can see where I'm drawing better with the needle points. Time to draw some patterns. I don't know why. I really like this pen. I'm going to use this pen a lot. I'm glad I got a box of them instead of just getting one and seeing how it went. Honestly, I figured if I just took one out and tried it a little bit and I didn't like it straight away, I could just send the box back. Because it's not like the box was sealed. And it's from Amazon. That was my thinking. Maddie! Shh. Come on, what are you crying for? You want me to stop, do you? Oh, it's gone 8 o'clock. It's past Scooby's dinner time. We've been on for a while. Sorry, Maddie. 3 hours, regular as clockwork. Nope, that's your lot, Mum. Come on, stop it. You haven't rubbed my belly in at least an hour. I'm due snuggles. Hi, baby. Hi there. Hi. How you doing? Your paws are wet. Have you been chewing your paws? Or have you been out in the rain? All your feet are wet, so you've been out in the rain. Okay. Saveloy. What the hell is Saveloy? Oh, it's like a sausage, isn't it? Like, not quite like pepperoni, but similar. Posh sausage that comes in a plastic thing. Is that right? The Kellogg's bit is. The Kellogg's bit is red, isn't it? The Kellogg's bit, I have a vague recollection of I have a recollection of the bird being green and then the Kellogg'sy bit, the rest of the bird being red, and then the Kellogg's bit being like here. Is that right? Oh, cannot letter with this dry. Why isn't it? Oh, it's empty. That's why there's no water coming. Because it's empty. Maddie, why are you crying? Okay. I think Maddie's crying at me because Scooby wants his dinner. Does Scooby want his dinner? Is that why you're crying at me? and off she goes to bed. It's because Scooby's hungry. She's telling me Scooby's hungry. Scooby wants his dinner. Okay, baby. So I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Bye. Quick recap. Here's what we've done today. We drew some laundry. We learned about folds in laundry. We did some coffee with whipped cream, which looks more like laundry than the laundry does. We did a cat in a vase. We tried to work out if we knew what corn looked like. Some sugar beet. No, sugar cane. We found out that sugar beets are not the same as beetroots, but look like parsnips. We drew a cat behind a pumpkin, a bat in a hat, but not a top hat because that would be cliche. We gave him a bobble hat in pink. And then we drew breakfast. Three more pages down. A few to go. I've got a lot of pages to do, but it's fun doing stuff like this that's just like, oh, I'm just going to pick up a pen and draw stuff. It's more fun doing this than it is doing this kind of stuff, to be honest. I enjoy this, but I liked this page and doing this page more than doing these finished pieces, because it doesn't feel like, well, that's not finished, but it doesn't feel like these things belong in a sketchbook. To me, finished pieces don't belong in a sketchbook unless they're smaller. I mean, like, Bun does small illustrations in a sketchbook to keep them all together because she works in sketchbooks and does small stuff, and it's easier to scan it that way. But to me, large finished pieces don't belong in sketchbooks, except for things that are going to be scanned. Does that make sense? It's just me and my weird, these are my rules that I've set myself that don't need to be anything. But this is the kind of thing that I'm thinking of doing for my 600-page sketchbook. This kind of thing. Just fun. Pure fun. That's what we're thinking. But I don't know. I don't know. I could do anything, can't I? I'll see how intimidated I feel when it actually arrives. I still hear in my head the beginning of Bun's video on hers where all she said for the first 10 minutes was, oh no, oh no, what have I done? Oh no, oh dear. Your Marmite jar is calling you. Yes, we love Marmite. Marmite is good. Alrighty, thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully be here next week. I got an eye test, but it's not on Wednesday. I think it's the Tuesday. So yeah, should be here next week. Hopefully a bit earlier if it's not thundery or whatever. Did I miss anything? Oh, hang on. I've never heard of Savoy sausage. Never ever heard of it. It's big, get ready. That's what she said. Thanks for joining me, guys. I really do have to go. My dog needs feeding. See you next week. If you're in the members stuff, see you tomorrow. Bye.